My name is Amanda Berry, and this semester I was an athletic intern with the University of Missouri St. Louis UMSL, their athletic department. So, to an overview, like I said, I interned with the athletic department, and I was an intern there August through December, and I mainly dealt with the sports of soccer, volleyball, men and women's basketball, and swimming. So some roles and duties for soccer, I worked like the substitution table. So I let the people doing the stats at the stats table who was going into the game and who they were going in for. I did like concessions and ticketing, and like I was ball crew. So the ball went out of bounds, then I would toss in the ball I had, and then I would go after the other ball. So for volleyball, I did some recording of games for the GLVC network, and as well as doing concessions and tickets, much like soccer, and also did the online stats for whoever would watch it online. Then for basketball, men and women's, kind of the same thing as volleyball with ticketing and concessions. But I also, for that, worked on the instant replay. So if the refs needed to go back and see something that happened in the games, they would come to me and I would pull it up so they could check and double make sure of if they had the correct or not. Then for swimming, much like the others with the concessions and ticketing, did that. And then I was also a timer, so I would start the stopwatch whenever the races would start, and then I would stop whenever they were over with. So yeah, pretty fun stuff for the games. And then so goals going into the internship, I wanted to make better connections with my peers and bosses, because this was my first semester with the sport management program and I didn't know anyone going into it. So I definitely wanted to make some friends and with peers, and then kind of get to know everyone that I would be with for the next year and a half, 2 years. And then so I feel like I pretty much accomplished my goal. I made some good friends out of the internship. At least I would call them my friends. I don't know if they would, but so yeah, I think I hit that one on the nose. And then also gain a better understanding for operations side of everything, because in the past I was always a player, so now it's just shifting roles from one side of it to the other. So yeah, I definitely feel like I understand what it means to work in operations now. And then what I learned, operations is not for me. While it was a fun semester and a good learning experience, I realized that I was not cut out for this part of the sport industry. Nothing wrong with it, just figured it. I'm probably better suited somewhere else. And then so biggest takeaway from the internship is definitely sport, or college sports, and really all sports. It does take a village. I didn't realize how many people it took to for going into things. I'm just an intern, so I didn't see everything behind the scenes, but there is dozens of people everywhere during games just to make it run smoothly, and it always luckily did, so that's a good thing. And then personal growth and sport management. So like I said earlier, this was my first semester in the sport management program at UMSL, so it's definitely a semester of first, my first internship, first semester, as well as outside of the internship, I'm also in the exec board, so that first time being in that kind of role. So it's definitely been a fun and fast semester, so it's been pretty good so far. And then something I'd say to my younger self, why didn't I start this sooner? Before this, I was an accounting major, which sounds so weird to say, but that obviously was not for me. So wish I would have skipped over that and just gone straight into this. And then advice to younger students, I think that one of the best moves they could make in their internship career is starting with UMSL athletics, just because it's a good stepping stone, and you start out with people that you go to school with and your peers, so it's a good leeway that you're comfortable starting out that way. You can grow with that and then branch out in the future. And then advice to current sport management students is like, don't constantly look in the future. Like this semester, I've always been like looking at like, what am I doing next semester, next summer, next fall? And like, I didn't always get to appreciate like what I was doing now. So I think like taking a deep breath and like just focusing on now and like what's going on now is definitely an important thing to do. So yeah. And then advice about the sport management program is like, be prepared to put in the work. Like it is definitely a lot of work to do, but it always like pays off. Like I wouldn't say anything was pointless. Like I'm glad we've learned what we learned and talked about what we did. But yeah, it is a lot of work. So be prepared to get your work on, that's for sure. And then in conclusion, I think this was a great first semester, great first internship, and I really can't wait to see what happens next in my next few semesters with the sport management program. So yeah, thank you so much.